this is what I was talking about. Like if you see, this is where you can you have these through these two apps. You see, manage subscription orders and manage subscription contracts. So what happens is that inside an order, you can have multiple products. So if you see here, zoom it for you.
Hmm.
So if you see this, these are two. This is basically these are two Fury apps which are seen over here. One is the
Hmm.
managed subscription orders, and the second is this managed subscription contract. Okay. So if
Yes.
you see here inside this particular order, we have different products, right? You see, you have unlimited usage, you have tablet professional, you have service usage, and you have the activation fee. So all these things, all these products, you're basically consuming. And if you once you send it, if you see, you get a subscription contract which gets created. So if you see for line item 10, you will have one contract. For line item 20, you'll have another contract. For 30, you'll have another contract, and 40, you'll have another contract. I'll discuss more on this when we go to the SOM part.
Okay. It's kind of
Order capture
interesting.
and distribution.
Just an observation. Like normally, in if you see S4 or ECC or whatever, you'll first have a contract with all the line items.
Hmm,
It could be a value contract, it could be a quantity contract or whatever, right? Or it could be some sort of a contract. From that perspective, then you'll release orders against that contract, right? But here
correct.
it looks
Yeah.
like a little bit opposite actually. First you have an order with line items, and then you create a contract based on that line item.
Contract. Okay. So this is one thing. This is the subscription order management part. If you see, so you have order fulfillment. You can include physical goods, delivery of services, etc. You can have bulk order management like Sawyer and contract change processes, which we are talking about initially. If you see, you
Mhm.
can do mass changes for like all these contracts. You can do renewal, cancellation, extension, upgrades, upselling. Let's say you are doing an upsell. You have a contract and you want to add a product. You can do that upgrade or upsell, and you can also change a product. There is also this thing called you can change a business partner or change the contract account which gets linked to a business partner. So
Yeah.
that is also there, but that is something we don't use much.
Mm.
This mediation tool is something which I was talking about. It's basically
Mhm.
for collecting usage. You see,
Yeah.
if you collect multiple data streams or sources from multiple systems and you merge all this data together. So this is where the you can merge it. You can conditional forwarding based on meta information or content. Ensure
Mhm.
data quality is like you detect errors, you don't send duplicate data, you filter out erroneous data, and there is also you can send alerts also. Basically, let's say if your consumption is more than a particular threshold value, you can also always send real-time alerts to consumers or via the system.
Mm.
Data
Okay.
transformation and enrichment, that's you enrich data through combination with any sources. You can remove or reformat, add data in real time, and you can also aggregate it. So let's say if you're sending, you're getting five or you're getting 1,000 metering events, and you just want to send one particular metering event with the entire the value summed up to S4 or to CC.
Mm.
So you can do that also. And in data format standardization, you can standardize across platforms. You can translate protocols or formats to any format, and you can
Mm.
pre-process and create new unified data before forwarding to target systems. So what's this?
Mm.
Why is this beneficial? It's basically you have a faster time to market. It's flexible, efficient, scalable, and smart.
Right. And it brings a lot of different formats, right? Supports
Formats,
like
correct.
JSON,
Multiple
XML,
formats,
and streaming
right?
formats, video formats, and maybe some other machine format that we like normally are not familiar with. Like some devices might give some other formats, actually, right? So
True.
it's interesting. So this is using that HANA thing. That's how it is
No,
able to.
this is a different tool called
Okay.
conversion mediation. I'll come to that.
Okay.
So rating and charging is nothing but your rating tool, so move into. I'll go into that. I'll go into it deeper after some time. But just for
Mhm.
your understanding, there is a tool called convergent charging, and it's a
Mhm.
third-party tool. It's not like hosted within S4, but it can be
Mhm.
integrated with S4. It can be integrated with convergent mediation, which gives you this pricing and charging flexibility. So what you do is you give decision tree logic inside the system, right? So let's say you have a usage charge, you have a recurring charge, you have a one-time charge, and you can basically
Set
have
this up
your
for the
logic.
customer. Yeah.
Yeah, you can write your own logic inside it. Let's say if your consumption is greater than 100, less than 200,
Mm.
it's like you write your own algorithm kind of thing, and you can
Yeah.
generate or trigger the bits, which is the basically the amount to be invoiced from convergent charging system. So in this also, this it's basically needed for very high volume transactions with S4. Since this is Java based, it has really good processing capability. So it can process multiple transactions at a particular time.
And end user can do it, or you need a consultant?
For convergent charging? No. So for
Yeah,
this, we need a consultant because end user,
consultant.
since this is a third party tool, right? Since this is a
Mm-hmm.
third party tool, you actually write your logic, whatever you have inside the system, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll come to so maybe after I explain CC to you, it will be more clear. But yeah,
Okay.
from what I've seen, end users never log into CC system and do all this algorithm thing. It has to be done by the consultant, and the
Okay.
end user usually does not look into what the logic inside CC tool is. So you just get the values from the from the order or the contract which flows to CC. So
Mm-hmm.
for example, let's say your contract has certain parameters, okay,
Yeah.
duration, consumption, quantity, etc. Based on that, your CC will read that those parameter numeric values or values whatever is coming in, and then they will generate that particular charge amount which is to be charged to the customer. So
Mhm.
that way that gets happened in the backend. So the user does not actually log into CC and see what is happening inside that.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is next is convergent invoicing, and this is where everything comes into as in you have multiple invoices or multiple bits, and this convergent invoicing, this which is hosted in S4, this will consolidate your multiple upstream systems for a single view of a customer's account. See, you can fully integrate billable item or bits inside one particular invoice over here. And see,
Mm-hmm.
individual item linkages are maintained through the document flow down to the GL account. Okay, you have
Mm.
high volume invoice generation. You can configure invoice level discounting, etc. Multi-currency, multi-language support. You can integrate seamlessly with accounts, receivables, and payments for interest calculation, adjustments, etc. And you can also handle both customer invoicing and production of payment settlements for partners in a single solution. You can also have like your customer invoice as well as your partner invoices in single solution. That's what this is.
Okay.
And accounts receivable and payable management, this is basically FICA or AR, FICA,
Mm-hmm.
FIAR, which you have where you can have receivables and payables, inbound and outbound payment processing. You can have your automated payment allocation, customer scoring, financial care, dispute management, etc.